It's finally official. Martin Truex Jr. will retire from the NASCAR Cup Series after the 2024 season. Over the past few months, there's been nothing but speculations regarding the JGR driver. But now that Truex has announced his retirement, Gibbs Racing will face some difficulties in finding a replacement. There's no doubt that Martin Truex Jr. is one of the best drivers in the sport. Since joining JGR in 2019, Truex has been consistently fighting at the front. Although he's yet to win a race this season, he's sitting in 5th place in the points, making him eligible for the playoffs as long as there are less than 16 race winners at the end of the regular season. Either way, NASCAR Off Track will be here to report on it, so hit that subscribe button for our channel and let us do the rest. You won't regret it. But now that he's retiring, Joe Gibbs will not be able to find someone as good as him. During the press conference, Truex announced his retirement with a rather light statement. "I'm obviously here to let y'all know that I won't be back full-time next year. It's been incredible. It's been a hell of a ride. I'm excited about the future, and I'm not really sure what that looks like yet. It's the right time for me. I've thought about it a lot for the last few seasons. Just waited for that feeling in my mind to be positive, like, this is okay, I'm good, and I want to do something else," Truex said. "In the 21 years that I've done this, I've never missed a race. I've never missed a practice. I've never been late for anything. I've never missed an appearance. You live your life by a schedule that somebody makes for you, and it's just time for me to make my own schedule. That's really what it boils down to. I want to go do the things I want to do, and I don't want anyone to tell me when I can and when I can't do those things. I still love racing. I'm still going to race some. I don't know what, when, how, why, but I feel very fortunate to be in this position to make this decision. I would say I've achieved more than I ever thought I would," he said. That being said, there's a lot of heartbreakers. There's a lot of things you go back and think about, like, man, if that had turned out different. But a championship and 3 runners-up in this elimination format, I feel like that's really good. I'm proud of what I've done. I feel like I gave it everything I had, and I feel I'm really, really good at what I did, so I'm happy with that. I'm content. There's no doubt that Martin Truex Jr. will be missed in the sport. His crew chief, James Small, has some long and heartwarming words to say about him. "You know, he's incredible," Small said from the Iowa Track's garage. "Obviously, he kind of flies under the radar, and that's very much his personality. You look back on what he's done since 2016, and the amount of races he's won. He's been one of the top 3 drivers over that period. And, you know, you think a couple of things go a slightly different way or less errors, and he could be a 4-time champion. It's pretty simple, and we'd be talking about him in a completely different frame of mind. So yeah, he's accomplished a lot, and he's been very easy to work with from our standpoint. He leaves us alone, tells us what he needs, and goes and does his thing, and puts his trust in us. So from that standpoint, he's very different. And he's been a great friend, and a great driver to work with, and he's very humble. I think those things, and there's been so many others through the years that just exemplify the true grit of our team, and never give up attitude," Small said. As much as he likes to complain on the radio at times, he never quits, you know what I mean? He's just as frustrated as anyone, and he will always keep trying to the very last lap, no matter what or how bad the day's been. Up until the last 3 or 4 weeks, we were leading the points, you know. And then we've been on a little bit of a hard stretch here, Small said. As you say, things go a different way, and we could have 3 wins, definitely 2, if we didn't get late race cautions at the complete wrong time. So I think this will take a lot off his mind. I know that decision's really been weighing on him, and he says it doesn't affect him, but you know, it does. And even the last week, he's been way more relaxed to talk to, and I think it's a big weight off his shoulders. So hopefully, we can get over this stretch of everything going wrong, and be strong from here on out." James Small thinks that Martin Truex Jr. now can focus on the season ahead. So far, he's been impressive with his consistency, but it still won't be enough for his standards. He will go into every race this season looking to win it. He came close in the last race in Sonoma. Unfortunately, he ran out of fuel on the last corner of the race. Over the years, Truex has won a Cup Series title and has proven to be one of the strongest and most consistent drivers on the grid. NASCAR President Steve Phelps acknowledged Truex's achievements in a statement extolling his successes as a competitor and as a person. Martin Truex Jr. has been a consistent figure over the last 2+ decades in NASCAR. A consistent winner, champion, and fan favorite. Phelps said. Though he especially excelled on NASCAR's biggest stages, Martin performed his craft with a quiet tenacity, allowing his immense success to tell his incredible story. On behalf of the France family and all of NASCAR, I congratulate Martin on a wonderful career and wish him the best of luck for the remainder of his final full-time season. Now that Truex's retirement is confirmed, Joe Gibbs will have to analyze their options and choose a driver for next season. Ideally, the team would have preferred to keep Truex on for next year. I did everything I could to keep it going, Joe Gibbs said of his efforts to retain Truex for another season. I think we've got two 43-year-olds that are at the top of their game. So now, what are the options for JGR for their next driver for the number 19 car? One of the contenders for the seat is former JGR driver Erik Jones. Jones was replaced by Christopher Bell in JGR in 2021. He currently drives for Legacy Motor Club. Although he is an option for JGR, he may not be the right one. Throughout his career, he's not accomplished anything special. He's only won 3 races in his career, out of which 2 came with JGR. He has not turned any heads with his performance in the Cup Series. So if JGR goes back to Erik Jones, it would be an interesting option for the team. Eric Almirola drove in the Cup Series until last year for Stewart-Haas Racing. This season, Almirola is racing part-time in the Xfinity Series. However, NASCAR reporter Jordan Bianchi thinks that he's one of the contenders for the team. Another driver who could be in contention for the seat is Chandler Smith. Smith currently drives for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series. He's currently 3rd in the points table and a strong contender for the title this season. However, he is just 21 years of age. At the moment, JGR already has a young driver in their lineup with Ty Gibbs. Since SHR is leaving the sport after this season, all 4 of their drivers will come in contention for the open seat in JGR. However, there are only 2 of those drivers that have an actual shot at the seat. One of them is Noah Gragson. It's no secret that Bass Pro Shop sponsors both Martin Truex Jr. and Noah Gragson. Now that Truex is leaving the sport, Bass Pro Shops could use their connections within JGR to get Gragson a seat in the team for next year. But out of all these drivers, there's still one that stands out: Chase Briscoe. Briscoe has been with Stewart-Haas Racing ever since his Xfinity days. He's easily one of the best drivers for the team this season. He was one of the first to thank SHR for their support during his career on social media. It would be a crime to not provide Briscoe with a seat for the 2025 season. Briscoe is currently 29 years old and is capable of fighting for wins on a consistent basis with the right car. With Briscoe on the team, JGR will have 3 strong drivers and 1 young driver learning from his teammates. But no matter who JGR chooses to pilot the number 19 car, no one will be able to completely fill the shoes of Martin Truex Jr. But they will have to try. Who do you think will replace Martin Truex Jr. at Joe Gibbs Racing? Post your thoughts in the comment section below.